MARCEdit is available for Windows and for Mac computers. The screenshots that we see in the guide following are going to be from the Windows version, but even if you're running Mac, you should be able to follow along. This is the first screen that you will see when you run MARCEdit. The first thing that you need to do is click on the icon that says Mark Tools. The first step that we need to take is to open the batch of Marc records. To do that, click the folder icon next to Open. Then browse to wherever the batch file is stored and open it. It should be in .mrc format. In order to get that .mrc file into a format that we can edit, we need to save it into a different file format, .mrk. To do that, click the icon that looks like a folder with a green arrow pointing down into it, the one just to the right of Save As. Then find a good save location and click the Save button. Lastly, to convert the file, click the button labeled Execute. A message at the bottom will show that the conversion was successful. To open the .mrk file that we just created, click the button labeled Edit Records. Here we can see the mark coding of our record batch. The first Marc record is right here, and after a blank line we can see the start of the next Marc record, and so on if we kept scrolling down. Now, if we take a look at the 856 line for the first record, the web address in subfield U is already right there, and we also have an alternate display text in subfield Z. So what we need to do now is add the subfield 9 scoping code. Here is how. Start by going to the Tools menu, and then click where it says Edit Subfield Data. The window that pops up will say Edit Subfield Utility. In the area under Field, enter 856. In the area under Subfield, enter the number 9. And in the area under Replace With, enter the appropriate shortcode for your library. Again, check with tech support if there's any question for what that shortcode is. We also will include a link for all of the shortcodes in the further resources at the end of this presentation. Down below there, under the heading of Search Options, are a number of checkboxes. Put checks in the boxes next to Add Subfield if not present and Match Case. Finally, click the button that says Replace Text. Once you do that, a message will confirm that the modifications were successful. In this case, there were only 4 modifications to make because I had a small batch, only 4 e-records. So we click OK, and then we click the button labeled Close. So looking at our 856 line again, we can see that a subfield 9 has been added with the appropriate shortcode for my library. And if we scrolled down, we would see that that custom subfield 9 had been added to all of the other records in this batch. The last thing that we need to do in MARCEdit is convert our file back into the same format it was before we changed it, that is, .mrc. To do this, go to the File menu up at the top, and then select compile file into Marc. Choose a file name that'll make it clear that changes have been made, and then click Save. The batch of e-records now has all of the changes that we need.